Alright, now we're going to go over the power tools that we use as professional mechanics. So as you get more experience in car repair, you're going to want to acquire these. They are a lot more expensive, but they do save your back and elbows from constantly doing everything manually. They'll work for you, they're super efficient, and they get the job done a lot faster. So these, as a professional mechanic, they've saved me a lot of time and they've made me a lot of money. So you could find most of them that are corded power tools, but here I'm gonna go over cordless power tools, battery powered. They are the most efficient and the most versatile. All right, so first power tool that we're gonna go over is the drill. You probably have one of these at home. This we only use on car repair just to drill holes. If ever we have to drill a hole somewhere, or if there's a fastener that's broken, we're gonna have to drill a hole in it and extract it. But that's mainly why we use a drill. And this one only goes in rotational. So these are not used to break fasteners loose or anything, because they only go in one way. They're not impact, which I'm gonna go over after. All they do is rotate, and that's it. Alright, so there's hundreds of different drill brands out there. The one I have is DeWalt, because it shares the battery with a lot of other tools. So battery, easy to remove, easy to put back on, and that's it. So the actual brand doesn't matter as long as you have a drill. Alright, next up is the impact driver. Very similar to the drill, but it's an impact mechanism inside here. So not only it rotates, it's gonna give it shots of torque. So when it gets stuck on a fastener, there's a spring inside that's gonna release, and then it's gonna try again to give it shots of torque to break free the bolt. So these, we use it a lot under the hood, where there is smaller bolts that only require not that much torque to break free. So for impact drivers, they take specific adapters. So this is what you call a impact driver adapter. So these are the same drives that we saw earlier with the ratchets. So 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. And the end of it is we call a 1/4 inch shank. And the end is all the same. So 1/4 inch shank, because all impact drivers take 1/4 inch shank. So to put it on, so we're gonna pull the sleeve here, insert the shank, and then release the sleeve, and now it's secured. So when you pull on it, it won't come out. And then if we want to remove it, pull the sleeve again, take out our adapter, and that's it. So depending on the application, you might need the 3/8 or the 1/2 inch. So once you insert the adapter, you could put a 3/8, any 3/8 socket on it, and then go ahead and remove whichever fastener that you need to remove. Alright, and the tightening and loosening is done by this button over here. So you push it in, and then it's going to come out on the other side of the tool, and then push it back out to go at the reverse. And to lock it, we're going to push it only slightly so it can lock in the middle, like so, and then the trigger locks. So now we can't do anything. So when it's on, when it's sticking out from this side, this is going to be tightening. So you could see the 3/8 drive here going clockwise, and then when we would push it again, it's going to go counterclockwise, and that's for loosening. And that's the basics of impact driver. Alright, next up is the big boy here, impact wrench. This one is also called impact gun. So these we use for bigger bolts that require a lot of torque to remove, and we also use them to take off the wheels. So as you notice, the drive here is a 1/2 inch drive. So these could take bigger 1/2 inch sockets, like so. And then same thing, clockwise when this button is sticking out, and then push it back for counterclockwise. So the impact driver and the impact wrench, they kind of go hand in hand. If you need something with, if you need to remove something with low torque, you would go with this one. And then if something's a bit more tight, we go ahead and use the impact wrench for, say, wheels or suspension components. And then for these, it's going to be smaller bolts. All right, next up is cordless ratchet. So this is similar to the ratchet that we saw earlier, but instead it's battery powered. So once you break a fastener loose, you could go ahead and zip it out with this. So this is super efficient. Instead of cranking the fastener by hand, it's going to take a long time. So these we use to save us some time. And then for this one, to go clockwise, we're going to switch this lever over here. And then to go counterclockwise, we're going to switch it back. So this is a 3/8 inch cordless ratchet. They do make 1/4 inch cordless ratchet and 1/2 inch, depending on your needs. So same thing, 3/8 inch drive cordless ratchet, and then they're going to take 3/8 inch sockets. All right, and lastly, the right angle impact. So it's similar to the impact driver and the impact wrench. There is an impact mechanism inside to help you break fasteners free. And the shape of it is so you could access places that are harder to access where there's not enough space. The slimness of this tool is going to help you a lot. So same thing. So this one is have different modes of torque. So 1 for low torque, 2, and then 3. And then here's the switch from loosening to tightening. And this is where the battery goes. So far only Milwaukee has done impact, right angle impact like these. And that's it for power tools. So these are the 5 main power tools that we use. There are more of them that we use, but these are the ones that are help us with any job that we're tackling, and they're going to be super efficient. So as you build up your tools, you're going to want to acquire some of these, especially the first one, which I always suggest the beginners to acquire, is this cordless ratchet, because it's going to save you a lot of time. And then you don't have to go with the DeWalt and Milwaukee brands. They are a bit more on the expensive side. They do make cheaper options online for cordless ratchets, drills, impact drivers, and impact wrenches. So you would have to see what fits your budget, but I've been doing this a long time, and I don't mind paying more for a higher quality tool. And also the batteries are compatible with other tools, so I don't have to always buy a new set of battery. So I chose to stick with DeWalt and Milwaukee, but there's a lot of other brands out there like Ryobi, Rigid, Makita, and so on.